expressing here. He is tilting the wedding rings. After a while, then the voice speaks again. And he said, look and see who is seated on the white horse. The voice, there's a silence, he's tilting the rings, but now, there you go. The voice now speaks, bringing understanding to what this vision is all about. Look and see who is seated on the white horse. So, when I look slightly above the threshold of heaven, of the door rather, the wedding rings, just above, I see a huge, super glorious white horse of heaven. Very big. He's a huge horse. He's not like your normal horse. And he's glorious also. And so when I looked at that horse, I am now looking inside heaven. Where you want to go, please, somebody talk to me. So just listen to me, really. It's beneficial to listen to me, please. Before we enter the message of tonight, I'm just trying to set up a foundation that we may anchor the message on these visions, right? Remember, this is 2006, November 1, 3 a.m. Everybody knows that vision. We published it. We went all over the world. This is really the vision that became a foundation for the revival, for the global revival we see now. But look at this now. And there are many issues there. You look at the quality of the wedding rings. And those wedding rings are purified by fire. So, and they were equal in size. So there is so much information there if I wanted to discuss with you. Number one, I could have said that the Lord is saying that the church that will enter heaven will have the same stature as Christ. And that stature is spiritual. That stature is holiness. So when he says, he appointed them, some to be this, some to be this, and some this, to build the church, that the church may grow and reach the stature of Christ. That is serious. Oh yes. And in the same message, you understand that if you bear a child and you go to a pediatrician, the pediatrician would weigh the child and say, okay, I want you to feed the child on the following things because I want the child to grow. So in other words, the Lord is saying, can you feed the child on the things, the church, on the things that can make the church grow, on holiness. Holiness is the one that will grow the church to maturity, and righteousness, and fear of God, and reverence. In Spanish, they say temor de Dios. They say there is a word miedo. Miedo is also fear, the fear of where you want to run away. That also is true, because it's a dreadful God, right? So that we remove familiarity. This thing you see pastors in Tanzania walking like this, pocketing, joking with God, kana kwamba Mungu ni rika yawa. So that we may now put back the fear of God and reverence into the Christian worship experience. That we may start fearing God again, going back to basics. The gospel of the cross, right? There was nothing comedy when Jesus was crucified, right? And so, what I'm saying is this now. When I looked above, then I saw the super glorious white horse. Huge. And look at this now. When I looked at the horse, I looked at him, I could not pick the message. I was not able to pick the message until I saw the following. Look at this now. Until I saw the way he was behaving. In French, they say comportement. Su conducta in Espanol and Portuguese. When I saw his behavior, then I was able to understand the message the Lord is sending me with to you. Why? Everybody's on me now. Because, again, these are just, I'm trying to give you as much as possible, blessed people. Yeah, because tonight we're going to nail down on a particular vision and move like this, right? But I'm just using this opportunity to mop up the area and give you everything as much as I can. But look at this now. When I looked at the white, super glorious white horse of heaven, remember the message said, look and see who is seated. Who is seated on the white horse. Look at this now. When I looked at him, the super glorious white horse of heaven, it is his behavior that made me understand the message. So what did he do that made me understand the message? Look at this now. He was stamping his front feet like this, like this, like this, and wagging the tail like this, and he was neighing. I could hear him. He was crying, saying, I understood, hey, he's about to be released. Then I understood the message. So you can tell that the first part of the vision, the wedding rings, were more about the quality. Go tell them about the quality of salvation. Go tell them about repentance. Turn away from sin. Be righteous. Be holy. Have fear of God. Reverence. Walk right. The first one, the wedding rings. Purification, purity. But the next part of the vision now, based on the behavior of the horse, you can tell that the message was about time. Time is over. Tell them time is over. I'm about to release the white horse. And that horse, we know, goes to Jerusalem. Are we together now? So wow, he's already talked about the second coming, and we are supposed to be preparing for rapture. So run and tell them. So I could understand now the message when I saw the behavior. The next part, look at this everybody. The next part, I found myself inside heaven, and that horse came. He came and stood. Now, thank God you are seeing me on live here. And those on radio, you can just imagine for yourself, those on radio, because we're not on video. Look, the front legs, the thighs, the strong thighs are around here. So he's a huge horse. Around here. And I physically touched him. I physically touched him. I have physically touched the white suit. After he presented himself to